In my last video, I modified this MightyOhm Geiger counter board to run off 5 volts and be compatible with an Arduino Uno so I could display its information on a I2C LCD screen. Now, I also have an old V-700 from 1959 that I restored, and I wanted to see if their readings were comparable. Hi, I'm Alex doing Alex Things, and today I'm going to compare the readings between a V-700 and a MightyOhm Geiger counter kit. Now, I have this antique headset for the V-700, and I'm going to put it up near the microphone. See if you can hear it, just because they always sound cool. Now, what I'm going to be measuring is I'm going to be measuring the operational check source that's on the side plate. I'll measure that with both this tube, and I'll be measuring it with the SBM20 tube. Now, I'll open up the window on this because that doesn't have a shield either. All right, hopefully you can hear this thing. Now, as far as the distance goes, I'll try to keep both distances the same, so about like that. Figure that's about how close I'll be able to get the SBM20 tube. Okay, so it's kind of bouncing between 0.1 and 0.15 milli-Roentgen or Roentgen. I've heard it pronounced multiple different ways. Per hour, let's see here. So I'm going to call it 0.125 because it keeps bouncing in between that 0.1 and 0.15. Now, if we were on the ×1 scale, that would be our reading, but we're not. We're on the ×10 scale, so we've got to multiply that by 10. So that's going to be times 10, and we'll actually have 1.25 MR per hour. So that's what the V-700 reads. Now let's see what the MightyOhm reads. Let me shut this off. And take the headset off. As I mentioned, I might have to do a video on this. There was a lot that went into repairing this thing, a lot of troubleshooting. And let me close this window before I break anything. Okay, so I'm just going to take the check source on this case and I'm just going to set it right on the SBM tube. Maybe we'll turn that on too so you can hear it. It gets pretty annoying, so I'll mute it. So if you can see here, we're reading about 9.98, 9.8, 9.7. $10, 10.9, 10.8, 11. And these are all microsieverts per hour. Okay, I'm just going to probably call it, oh, there it jumped up to 12, 12 point, I didn't see 12.1, 11.5, 10.5, 9.9, 10. Okay, I'm just going to call it 10. It's a little bit higher than 10, but since it did go all the way down to 8 a few times. Again, this is very unscientific. I don't think the mighty ohms are calibrated at all. And I know if this was ever calibrated, since it's been probably decades, and since I've been through it to restore it, I know this is definitely not calibrated. So this is very approximate, but I'm going to say the mighty ohm, and I got to silence this. This is driving me crazy. I'm going to say the mighty ohm is about 10. 10 microsieverts per hour. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to convert from milliroentgen per hour to microsieverts so that we can compare the two. Now, depending on where you look online, I saw that 1 Roentgen was equal to about 0.01 sieverts. So if we want to go to milliroentgen and microsieverts, that is 1 milliroentgen is equal to 10 microsieverts. Now, I've seen different comparisons, but this seems to be the most common one. All right, so let's see here. So we got 1.25 mR per hour times, we don't need the per hour part, we're just doing milliroentgen, times, we have 10 microsieverts over 1 mR. And that will give us microsieverts because these units are going to cancel. So that equals 12.5 microsieverts. So the V-700 was giving us 12.5 microsieverts per hour. And the MightyOhm was giving us 10 microsieverts per hour. Let me just draw the arrows so it's really obvious. So the MightyOhm was reading, I'd say, about 2.5 microsieverts per hour lower than the V-700. And again, neither of these instruments are calibrated, but I'd say that's actually a pretty close agreement. And if you wanted to argue that since it's at 10.9, 10.5 right now, it might even be closer than this. But if you do have one of these MightyOhm kits, that should make you feel good that the readings are roughly the same between it and an old V-700. Hopefully, you found this short video informative. As I mentioned, I do hope to make a video on how I restored the V-700. I also plan on making more videos with the MightyOhm kit as I work towards getting that project completed and into an enclosure. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. If it helped, please like, and if you want to see more of this, go ahead and subscribe. As always, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and grant you peace. By the power of the Prince of Peace, Yeshua. Amen. See you guys. Shalom.